Well, good morning. It's Wednesday morning, April 8th. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm getting ready to leave camp and head over to the world's biggest hand dug well in Greensburg here, Kansas. And this was an awesome place to camp, nice park, very quiet. There's train tracks a little distance away, but it never bothered me. And you might be able to hear the truck in the distance, but that was no bother either. This is just a really nice park. Buck really enjoyed just snooping around off the leash, and he did a very good job, and it's just really nice. We come back this way, we'll definitely stop here if we need a place to stop. This is an awesome place. The the site was absolutely perfectly level, more level than $100 a night camp RV park. So it was nice. So, okay, well, I'll see you on the road. Take care. Bye. Here we are. We're at the Big Well Museum. And when I was here in 1985, they called it the world's largest hand dug well. So I don't know if they'll let me uh, record here, but I'm going to shut it down. And then if I can, I'll turn it back on. Thank you. I didn't know you had a tornado here. Yeah. Wow. My goodness. Yeah. Uh, wow. That is deep. Goodness. Wow. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, that is deep. Look at all the stonework on the side. That's just amazing. Wow. Just amazing. Well, I think I've seen a big hole in the ground, so I'm gonna head on out. Next stop is Liberal. Well, I'm at the museum entrance, and we will see if they'll let me videotape inside. Hold on. Well, they said I could videotape, so here I am going through. They gave me this map here, and with the airplanes, and hopefully I can identify some of them. There's a nice blue case. Oh, look at that guy. Man, he's good looking. PT-19. I had a model airplane, one of those string U-control string things attached, not radio controlled, but just a string. It's one of those, if you crashed it, it'd just fall apart and you could put it back together. That's pretty cool. And this looks like a Pitts S2. That's pretty cool. There's a beading in. Glass there. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, man. Oh, F-101. They had F-101 stationed at Richards Air Force Base. And that's F-104. Oh, well. That's pretty cool. It's a nice museum. It's a Ronca Scout up there. Rearwind Sportster. Kansas City. Yeah, I think they made those at Fairfax. T-37, Tweety Bird. Huh. A Rutan Quickie. Ronca Chief. Pretty cool. Cub Coop. There you go. Fairchild 24. There's a guy out at El Dorado that had a Fairchild 24. Never flew it. Navion. This is the businessman's P-51. Pretty cool. That is a fast airplane, man. North American. Wow. PT-23. Wow. Another PT-19. B-25. They built these at Fairfax Airport. And after the war, that plant was converted into the Pontiac assembly line. And my dad worked there before he enlisted in the Army. And he did aerial gunnery training in a B-25 in Lincoln, Nebraska. And he would walk into town. And that's the same time that Carolyn's parents were in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I just wonder if they saw each other at dances. I think that would be pretty cool. Oh, Stinson L5. That's cool. Saluscum, Silver, observation plane. Look at the bubble on the back. That's pretty cool. Huey, Apache. Yep. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is so cool. Huh. Wow. That's cool. I stand corrected. This is a Steen Skybolt. It's not a Pitts. It's too big to be a Pitts. I think there's a Pitts over there someplace, so we'll take a look at that. But this is a Steen Skybolt. Now that's pretty cool. Airmaster, Cessna Airmaster. What's this? Half scale command module. But they couldn't find any half scale guys, I guess. That's pretty cool. Play area. Look at that. It looks like fun. Look at. Somebody's going to have to come here and play when they come to visit. Wow. Now this is first Beechcraft airplane, stagger wing. When the Depression hit, Travel Air Corporation, which is headed up by Stearman, Cessna, and Oliver Beach, they shut down Travel Air, and they all went their separate ways. And Beach, he went back east, worked for some company, I don't know, and an engineer he was working with came up with the design for this stagger wing, and they took it to their CEO or president or somebody to say, hey, this would be cool to build. And he said, nah, not interested. They said, well, can we do it? He said, yeah, if you want to. So Oliver Beach, went back to Wichita with the engineer and opened up the plant that they had that was Travel Air and started Beechcraft. And they built this stagger wing. And this was the businessman. Back in the day, this was the businessman's Learjet. It was amazing. Oh, there's kids can get in that and play. That's cool. Cessna 140. I didn't know it was a World War II trainer. Is it Culver? Huh. Yeah. Culver Aircraft. This guy, he built these up in Newton. And he worked for a company that made aerial target practice drones. And then after the war, they stopped, and he went into business building these Culver aircraft, and the Rutan brothers went to work for him. That's when they started, and that's where actually they designed their very easy. C-145, I guess. V-tail Bonanza, V-tail Dr. Killer right there, buddy. Call them V-tail Dr. Killers because doctors would buy them. This is they started building these in 1947, and doctors would buy them, and nobody's going to tell a doctor he couldn't get back home because of the weather, so they'd fly right through thunderstorms and the tail would come off. That's why they started calling them V-tail Dr. Killers. Nobody's going to tell a doctor you can't do something. So I think this is a Mooney mite. Is that what this is? Yeah, a Mooney mite. This was built in, this is probably a takeoff from an aerial drone, a target drone. Ronka Champ. And you can tell from the tail it's a CBM. It had the extended dorsal back there in the back, so have more control. Called it an L16, I guess. That's pretty cool. I used to have a Champ. There's that B-25 again. It's pretty cool. All set up. Look at the gun turret on the roof, on the top. The colonel, when I was in Air Force Junior ROTC in high school, the colonel that was over our command at the high school, he flew B-25s during World War II, and he was deaf. And he said the reason he was deaf is because those engines are so close to the cockpit, it just ruined their ears. I cannot believe that's a P-51. Look how small that thing is. Surely this is like 3/4 scale or something. I can't believe it's that small. I can't believe it. I just can't believe a P-51 is that small. Good grief. Ooh, Gullwing Stenson. AT-19, those are so cool. Corsair. Jack S. Gandy flew Corsairs during World War II in the Pacific. I don't know if he got any kills, but that's what he flew, and then he ended up flying Constellations for TWA. Jack S. Gandy. And he ended up in the Grand Canyon. Sightseeing. Cool. Ooh, F-86. Those are cool. I knew a guy when I worked at Hexcel. He was a colonel. I don't know if he was a light colonel or a full bird, but he flew F-86s during the Korean War, and that's a pretty awesome airplane. Man, that is an awesome airplane. And here's an Aero Commander. I wonder if I don't know. I might know somebody that used to fly these. Used to fly the Aero Commander. Look at that. That's pretty cool. And see the red line that says propeller. That's cool. Look at that. Man, can't get my arm high enough to get over the wing. I don't then. Pretty cool. I wish I could get closer, but I can't. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Starship. This was, whoops, sorry. This was designed by Burt Rutan, and the design was sold to Beechcraft, and he was on the board, and he quit because they were just spending, they were just wasting time and money building this thing, and they overbuilt it, and it was just, and he said, I'm not going to be a part of this. And the problem with this is a carbon fiber airplane fuselage, and the problem with it was that those engines in the back, um, see them, um, the prop wash created a resonance in the fuselage, and it was horrible noise. And so that's how, and Richard Kirkland, who I knew in the EAA chapter in Wichita, Richard Kirkland, who was an electrical engineer, led the team to develop sound canceling system in the airplane as one of the first sound canceling systems in the airplane to quiet it down so they weren't getting that resonance in there. That's pretty cool. Richard Kirkland, he's a pretty cool guy. He taught me how to fly tail draggers, actually, and he used to fly the Champ. And this looks like a Luscombe. Ooh, Airmaster. Yep, there's a Luscombe Silver. My brother Bob had one of these. He was restoring. We didn't get a chance to fly it before he passed away. And then here's an Airmaster. That's a cool airplane. Wow, very cool. This, I don't know what this is. Yeah, an A1 Skyhawk right there. There's a, yeah, that's the, man, I don't remember, Pete and Pole Air Camper. That ran off of a Model A engine. See the radiator up there? Ran off of a Model A. Very cool. Glass Air. That's pretty cool. That's composite, fiberglass, composite, fast. You see a lot of these at Oshkosh. Well, I guess that's about it. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool museum. Worth the visit. So, yep. I'm going to head back out and cruise the gift shop. Well, I have decided to keep on going. It's only 1:45 and it's windy, and I know driving in the wind is no fun, but the wind is right out of the southwest and I'm going southwest, so it's no longer going to be a crosswind. I'll just be driving into it. So I've topped off the gas here in Liberal, and I'll see how far I can go, but I'm hoping I can make it to Tucumcari tonight. So well, I'll let you know where I end up. Bye. Well, we're in almost about almost an hour and a half. We're about an hour and a half from Tucumcari. I decided to just keep on going because it was so windy in Liberal, and it was going to be hot, and we wouldn't be able to go outside, and I didn't want to just sit there for 6 hours with the generator going and the air conditioning. So I decided, oh, we'll just go. And this is a spot that we were at, Carolyn and Margie and I stopped at when we were coming back from California, coming this way back in December. And I was looking for it, and I'm glad I found it because it's not a bad little spot. So Buck decided he'd uh, needed to go potty. So there he is. And so he's just kind of poking around. He's been riding for, I don't know what, 3 hours at least. And so it's nice. Hello, Buck. Hello, good boy. Hello. There's a boy. Yeah, there's the boy. Good Buck. Good Buck. Happy boy that he can run around a little bit. Let's go for a little stroll, Buck, because it's past your walk time anyway. So, well, we're gonna hang out here for just a little bit. Let Buck stretch his legs. Let me stretch my legs, and then we're gonna get on the road, and hopefully we'll get well, yeah, Lord willing, we'll get to Tucumcari, and my plan is to stay at the Love's RV stop in Tucumcari. So catch you down the road. Well, howdy. I am in Corona, New Mexico, and didn't stay in Liberal last night. It was just so windy and it was going to be stormy. I just kept going to Tucumcari, and it was a long drive. I didn't feel like recording, so I just kept going and then left Tucumcari this morning, and it's Thursday morning. I'm in Corona, almost to my camp spot, but wanted to stop here because I was in with Carolyn and Margie. I was in Corona in December of last year, 2025, and we camped here because we couldn't make it all the way through because we got caught in a snowstorm. This is the same place we parked during the snowstorm, and we didn't have any heat. It got down to 25 degrees. We didn't have any heat. So I had to, because the propane was leaking any heat. So I had to, because the propane was leaking through the valve, and so I couldn't turn the propane on. And so we slept in the camper, and every 2 hours I got up and turned on the engine and the heat through the dash vent. And that's how we kept everything from freezing up, and it worked. Man, I love this. And I'll tell you what, that drive on 54 from Wichita to here was absolutely beautiful. I hadn't done the drive from uh, from Tucumcari to here because we had to cut up north and northwest to Albuquerque so we could get that propane valve fixed. And so that drive from Santa Rosa down to here, oh my goodness, it was beautiful. I love New Mexico. So that's about it. I'm going to get a little, just top off the gas here and then head to the campsite. We'll see you down the road. Well, I was on my way to the camp spot from Corona, and I saw this historical marker, so I thought my mom would call hysterical marker. I saw this historical marker sign on the road. I thought I'd check it out, and what do you know? It's a story about uh, William Billy the Kid Bonney. And by the way, look at this scenery. This is beautiful. That's just awesome. It's just beautiful up here. Wow. Anyway, here's the historical marker, Great House Station and Tavern. In late November 1880, William Billy the Kid Bonney, David Rudabog, and William Wilson were hiding out near here at a store and tavern operated by James Greathouse and a partner named Cooch. The night of November 27th, they were surrounded by a posse. David James Carlisle was accidentally killed when he attempted to negotiate the outlaw's surrender. Bonnie's and his companions escaped unharmed. Well, that's pretty cool. And my plan is to hit up some more Billy the Kid stops my stay around here because he spent a lot of time in this area, and there's a lot of good history about him here. So, all right, well, I'll hit the road. See you down there. Well, we just arrived at the Cibola, I think it is, Cibola National Forest, and now we're looking for our camping spot. So this should be fun. Beautiful area so far. Road. I'm holding the trying to hold it still. Off to the left is the group site, but I ain't a groupie. Heading on. Pretty cool place. I was looking at Google satellite view, and I thought this was gravel, but I thought, I don't know, because it's supposed to get rain on like Sunday or Monday, and I thought, I don't want to drive out of here on a muddy road. Oops, there's some cattle. Hi, baby. Oh, and a calf. Look at that. And a calf. That's nice. I don't know if I can turn this thing back now. Here we go. It says off to the left is a gravel pit, and it certainly is. Well, this is the spot that the YouTuber Dispersed Camperman took, and he came over here because there were pack rats in his other spot. So I think we can make it. I hope I don't drag. I didn't. That's nice. That's the advantage of having a short Mini. Now let's come through here and see where there's a fire ring here someplace. We'll see where it is. I don't know where it is. I don't see it. Surely it's not back there. Well, I actually don't need a fire ring. A little maybe road rash. Yep, I got a little road rash. And got some over there too. No problem. Further I get back, the better actually. Away from the road. I don't know what this line is. Look at that. I think that's a cattle trail. I think the cattle take that trail. Huh. Anyway, I think I'll pick this one. I think I'll stop right here. This will be a good buck will be away from the road, and I need to point it to the north, and I need to make sure which direction is north. So I think I'm gonna I'm going to get situated and then I'll catch up with you. Well, we've arrived at camp. This is a beautiful spot. It's just gorgeous. I love it here, and it is so quiet. We're about, I don't even think a quarter mile off the road, but there's so little traffic here. It's no big deal. Um, but we're all set. Look at that view. It's just beautiful, just beautiful. And there's Buck. He's all comfortable on his blanket. Got the Starlink set up and got good speed. The awning's out, and it's kind of drying off, and it's just look at that. Look at that view. That is just amazing. Just beautiful. And got the covers on the tires to protect them from the UV, because we're going to be here for a few days anyway. So that's nice. Well, as they say, oh, when I forgot to say previously that when we were in Tucumcari, we stayed at the Flying J, just in their parking lot there, Boondock, no hookups or anything, which is no big deal for me. And then they have a dump site, so we dumped the tanks for $10 and got a little more water for free. So that was nice. That was really nice. So as they say, well, as Chris Shantz from Forward, let's see, what was it? Oh, oh well, I don't remember the channel. He'd say, well, it's Thursday and that's a wrap. So we're at the campsite from the Dispersed Camperman YouTube channel, and he posted that, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago. So if you want to check that out, he's a good guy. So thanks for watching, and I hope to get this thing loaded. It certainly isn't going to be professional, but I hope you enjoy it. So that's it. It's Thursday. That's a wrap.